an effective guest worker program that meets the labor needs and demands of year-round agriculture, construction, hospitality, food processing, manufacturing, technology, and other market sectors.
I was raised on a sugar beet farm, and we use the H-2A program to provide labor as necessary from out of the country. But just down the road, the dairy farmers in Cassia County have no such access to a similar program to allow them to have the labor they need to milk cows and take care of the dairies. We need to look at changing our immigration laws so that we can have the labor as necessary come across the border in a regulated and prudent way.
The other thing that is on the H-2A program, I've been doing some research on that, and it says that we can go up to a year of having the guest workers. So my question and my, I guess, challenge to all of us is why can a lot of these industries that need year-round workers maybe have two sets of workers where they come for a year and go home and come for a year and go home, because they can be here for up to a year. Because of our desperation for workers, we have encouraged lawlessness in those who come here illegally and those who hire them knowing they are illegal. Now we have to decide if we will be rewarding lawlessness.
So the solution to invasion is not more invasion. The memorial says an effective guest worker program that meets the labor needs and demands of year-round, all year long, year-round agriculture, construction, hospitality, food processing, manufacturing, technology, and other market sectors. And then it goes on to say, but it's not granting amnesty. So people say, yeah, we want people to be here all year, all year in every sector and industry in Idaho, but that's not amnesty because it doesn't say citizenship. So a lot of people think amnesty means citizenship. Mr. President, can I read from Merriam and Webster's dictionary the definition of amnesty?
You may cite at the Source Center. You may read from the Merriam-Webster dictionary.
Thank you. The definition of amnesty, according to Merriam and Webster, is the act of an authority, such as a government, by which pardon is granted to a large group of individuals. Notice the definition of amnesty doesn't say anything about citizenship. So if we're inviting people to stay here all year long who are here illegally, that sure sounds like amnesty to me, if they get to stay here forever. So the problem with this memorial is not this memorial gets the problem correct, but the solution is wrong here because it prioritizes foreign invaders over American workers, because most people who come here on a visa overstay their visa. They come here and they never leave. The data shows that 68% of illegal aliens who are here today, 68% of them overstayed their visa. They come here and they never leave. We need to prioritize American workers. We need to follow our existing laws on the book, and we need to hold those responsible for hiring illegal aliens. We need to hold them responsible for enabling this crisis in the first place.
Amnesty. This memorial says we do not support amnesty as the Idaho State Senate, as the legislature. You have to look at the language of the memorial, page 2, line 26. Not granting amnesty to those currently in the United States without legal status. Doesn't say anything about citizenship. It says you come into the country illegally, you're not getting forgiven. That's what amnesty is. Now, if you were to let everybody who's crept into the country illegally get citizenship, yeah, that's amnesty. But that's not what this says here. This says if you have entered into the country illegally, we say you should not get amnesty. So there's some plain reading here as far as I'm concerned. Now, what else could be amnesty? Well, it could say, hey, we're going to let you stay here without any punishment, have a green card or whatever. That would also be amnesty. But what this is saying is you're going to be accountable. You come into the country illegally, you break our laws, there's a price to be paid.
This memorial does not define amnesty. So it's equivocation. Some people think it means this, some people think it means this. We kind of leave it vague. So again, this memorial does do something. It prioritizes labor over security and American sovereignty.
Again, on the second page on line 26, it says not granting amnesty to those currently in the United States without legal status. So I was at the same press release yesterday, and they said about 35,000 of our workforce is illegal here. So how are we going to then deal with this amnesty? Do we send them all home? To me, that line doesn't mean anything to me because we're not going to put any teeth behind it. We're not holding anybody accountable now.
I hear tons of reasoning about it's complex, there's no easy solution. That's a bunch of baloney. The solution is you close the border to all but legal immigrants, like most other industrialized nations have done. Rather than sending memorials, and again, there's some good things in the memorial, but the memorial won't do a bloody thing to fix the border. That's a fact. We could send a bushel basket full of memorials. The federal government will continue to leave the border unguarded. Rather than sending memorials, I would rather see us take positive steps to protect Idaho. We can't protect the whole country. We don't control the border. But we can take steps within our own great state to protect our people from the after effects of illegal immigration. And one of the things we can do is to crack down using law enforcement to step up and enforce our laws against hiring illegal immigrants and putting them in jobs here in Idaho. And please don't tell me that that doesn't happen. It does. But it is against the law. We need to honor our state by honoring our laws and doing what we can to send the message that if you want to come to Idaho, you're welcome. But come here legally. If you want to take a job here, you need to do it legally.